Hello again, people. Welcome back to HemingwayLand.com, your source for quality, affordable land in the state of New Mexico. Got another one of these, what I call the quote-unquote leave me alone properties. We have a lot of customers who come to the website, a lot of people shopping for land who want to escape the city, want to go someplace where they can put down their trailer, their RV, their mobile modular home, where they have no neighbors, where they have a good degree of privacy, and people leave them alone, hence the title. Aside from the privacy out here in this particular property, it's got a lot of other nice features, and we're going to get to them in this video. So let's get to it. This is reference number VLNM2475, located in Valencia County. This is a whopping 5 acres, and it's in the Highland Meadows subdivision. This 5 acres are priced affordably at $6,000. As with all of our properties, let's come down here on the listing page and click on any one of these hyperlinked GPS coordinates, and the property will appear on the Google Maps. So let's talk about where this is in the world, and then we'll get into property specifics. All right, so if we zoom back far enough, what you're going to see is that this property sits just outside of both Albuquerque as well as Los Lunas. It has easy access to both here along the I-40 into Albuquerque, as well as Highway 6 over here into nearby Los Lunas. By the way, into Albuquerque, this is roughly a 30 miles, 30-minute drive, something like that, I guess, depending on traffic, the closer you get to the city. The point is that you're going to have easy access into Albuquerque if you do live and work there and you're looking to move out of there, you're looking to migrate away from there. This is a nice little area for that. So the specific area is called Highland Meadows. Highland Meadows is a subdivision that you can see kind of carved out here south of the 6, and then there's another part of it that's carved out here north of the 6. So just to get into a little bit of the differences, you're going to notice there's a little more dense, more densely populated area up here. A little more city utilities up here. Doesn't mean they don't exist down here, just it means that they're a little more spread out as far as power goes. So you'll see some people living here and some people over here and nobody in between, etc. Up here you're going to have power all throughout this region. Down here a little bit less so. That being said, this property does sit within close proximity to power. We'll get back to them in a second. Another nice thing here within Highland Meadows is they have their own volunteer fire department, so never too far away from that. Should anything go south on you, go pear-shaped, you got the fire department nearby. Of course, over here you've got this little small town of Mesita that sits, let me measure distance for you guys, sits roughly about 15, of course you can't see it, sits roughly about 10, 15 miles, minutes, let's say, from there. Obviously over here you're going to have easy access to a little bit of like groceries and shopping and things like that, supply runs, anything you should need like that you should be able to find in Mesita. For bigger grocery and supply runs, of course, you've got easy access to the 6 here, and you could take the 6 right down here into Los Lunas, where of course you have the super Walmart, as well as I'm sure a million other stores and schools and churches and hospitals and whatnot. The drive, by the way, from the property down here to the Walmart, let's say roughly, this is a little misleading, but let's do this. Let's say 30 miles, 30 minutes, something like that. So again, this property about equidistant from Los Lunas, from Albuquerque, a nice little 30-mile drive. 30-minute drive, and also, as I understand it, this is a very picturesque route here. My photographer keeps telling me that this is really beautiful country out here. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, all right, so with all that said, let's talk about property specifics. This is, as noted, a 5-acre lot. It sits right here off Denny Ave. In fact, if we go to map view, what you're going to see is that this is the property right here. Now, perhaps you are saying, Hemingway land, it's got a road going through it. Well, it looks like it. It doesn't actually have a road going through it. This is one of these phantom roads that sometimes appears on Google Maps. Denny is a real road. It's very well maintained. This thing, Fruita Lane, not a real road. So just ignore that, I guess. Anyway, nearest power to the property. There's no power on the property. If I were to speculate where the nearest power is, obviously you can see there's a pretty nice structure over here, pretty nice home over here. If you zoom in, you can see they've got power poles out here, right here. So roughly, let's say, hang on guys, roughly about 1,600 feet to the nearest power hookup. Additionally, I'm not sure if this one down here is operational, or if they obviously they have some kind of power line down here, some kind of power poles. This one might be a scooch closer. Whatever the case, hooking up to power is roughly about 1,500, 1,600 feet away from the subject property, so not too bad. Let's go to some photos of this property instead of looking at this ugly map. Hang on, guys. So down here, what you're going to see is This is Denny. This is, as noted, very well-maintained road out here that you've got. So you've got easy access to the property, whatever type of vehicle that you're going to be using. It's another photo of Denny. And then this is the property itself. A lot of, nice, flat, buildable land. This is the kind of place where you can come out, park a trailer, and you're probably not going to have to do much landscaping to begin with to get the thing set up. Obviously, you can if you want to do something like that. If you want to build out there, you can do that. But the point is, for a quick and easy setup, you're not going to have to worry about a property that's got arroyos and trenches and too much vegetation on it that needs to be taken care of. There's not a lot of trees, not a lot of slopes, not a lot of hills, not a lot of rocky terrain, etc. So it should be an easy property to build on, or to park whatever you have out there on. Some very pretty pictures. Additionally, I should have you guys note that you can see some of the mesas in the back. If we go back to map view momentarily here, I will show you guys. The property sits in very close proximity to this Mesa Redonda. We have some other properties in the subdivision which sit a little closer, and the photos kind of show it off a little better. But the point is, you have these very nice areas over here with these sort of rock formations where you can go hiking, trails, things like that. You can get somewhat of a sense of it here in the photo gallery. But the point is that you've got some really beautiful views out here of these nearby mesas in a couple different directions. So that's another advantage to the property. Additionally, I should have you guys note, despite however rural this looks, shockingly enough, there's a cell tower out here that seems to service the area pretty well. Everybody, my photographer, every time he goes out there, keeps telling me how good how shockingly good the cell service is out there. So FYI. Anywho, you can get a better sense of these photos if you want to. Here, let's look at these mesas I keep talking about. You get a better sense of the Mesa Redonda as well as some of the other mesas that are in the area. With these photos, give you a sense of what exactly is surrounding the property and exactly how picturesque the scenery is. Blah, blah, blah. Back to the map for a second, guys. I just want to show you a lot of what's out here are trailers, are mobile homes. You see that some people do have what look to be houses out here, but a lot of this is people who have set up mobile homes, etc. Now, I will have you guys know that zoning out here sort of prohibits living out of an RV. At least that's what it says in the zoning ordinance. That being said, it looks to me like there are people living out of an RV, so I mean, proceed with caution on that one if that is your plan. Does anybody actually enforce that? I don't know, but it doesn't seem like it. But just so you guys know, if you are looking at this property, living out of RV, planning and zoning says that's a no-no, but living out of a trailer, of course, that is fine. Inquire with them further about that. Anywho, let's talk a little bit more about the access that you have here into Albuquerque. I really like these properties out here in this Highland Meadows subdivision because of the privacy, but also because as property values go up here in Albuquerque, when you have more business expanding southbound down here and starting to take up residence down here in Los Lunas, you've got a lot of rising rent prices out here, rent as far as apartments, as far as homes, and particularly as far as trailer parks. So if you're living in a trailer park and they keep jacking the rent up on you every month, one of the nice advantages of a property like this is that you are going to be your own landlord. You're going to be rent controlled because you own the land. So no more ticky-tack fees going up and up every month, number one. Number two, additionally, if that's not your issue, if your issue is just I want to get out of the city, but you do have some sort of work life here in nearby Albuquerque, this is a pretty easy commute. As noted, you got the 40 right here. Quick shot into town here, roughly about 30-minute drive, etc. And along the way, you've got the Route 66 casino. There's some restaurants out here. Obviously, there's some gaming out here, things you could take advantage of. So it's not a completely desolate area. It's not an area completely devoid of anything to do or any sort of recreation. You got the casino out here, and as noted, Los Lunas, and the Walmart, and everything that's down here, schools, shopping, churches, etc. Pretty close by. Blah blah blah. Anyway, with all that said, I just want to point a couple things out to you guys. Here on the listing page, if you come back up here to county contact information, we've got a couple things I want you guys to take note of, particularly if you're looking at these pieces of land as a place that you might want to set up shop, as a place that you might want to reside. First of all, we've included PNM's website here as well as contact information. If you want to reach out to them and start asking questions about, practically speaking, what is it going to cost for me to get hooked up to the grid out here? What's it going to cost for me to get a power pole on my lot? you can explain to them, there's nothing on the land right now, but it's pretty close by. There's a house that's got power. What's it going to take for me to get power extended out to my land? What is that going to cost? That's something you'll want to investigate in advance. And of course, we provided their contact information here so you can reach out to them and talk to them about that. For the record, usually when you call to have those conversations, they'll say, what's the address? And then you say, it's vacant land, it's dirt, it has no address. And then they say, what's the address? So, generally, the way that you can go about this is you give them the legal description. Sometimes they could use that. Sometimes they can use the parcel number. You can give them the road. They might actually be familiar enough with the area to be able to say, okay, it's off of Denny Lane, roughly off of Akron and Denny and stuff. They could probably figure it out from there. Or they might have to send a guy out. Who knows? But the point is that resource is provided. Additionally, here on this page, we also have information for the New Mexico State Engineer's Office. These are the people who are going to be able to talk to you certainly more intelligently than I can about the cost and logistics behind getting some sort of well installed on the property. If it is your desire to do that, this is their website. Reach out to them. You can talk to them about, practically speaking, what are the costs involved in such a thing. Blah, blah, blah. Now, one of the things I quickly want to show you guys is that I referenced some zoning earlier. This area is zoned Outland District. If you go to the Valencia County zoning ordinance, they really don't enumerate much of the rules that govern Outland District. From everything I understand, it is very similar to the designation of Rural Residential 1. So if you click on this PDF, it's going to bring up all the sort of rules that govern a Rural Residential 1 property. We don't have Outland District in here. Additionally, when you reach out to the Valencia County clerk, good luck getting them on the phone. If you get them on the phone, good luck having them give you a straight answer. That being said, our research indicates it's Outland District, but all the zoning here is very similar to Rural Residential 1. It should also be noted in here that this is where they enumerate what I said earlier about not living out of an RV. Here we go. Recreational vehicles shall not be used as primary residence in any RR district. So something to keep in mind if that is your plan. Proceed with caution, but this is an area out here, as we indicate in the headlines, that is mobile modular friendly. So if you do have a mobile home and you want to park it out there, cement foundation or otherwise, probably going to be met with very little resistance for something like that. And of course, single family homes, single family residences are always welcomed in places like this. Additionally, if you have further questions about things like, hey, I want to build a tiny home, I want to build a shipping container home, most of that usually, you're just talking about proper permits. You're talking about, being up to code, things like that. They may have some restrictions on square footage, but my suspicion is in this subdivision they do not. Whatever the case, if that is your plan, please reach out to the county, talk to them first, and make sure that this piece of property suits your needs if that is what you want to do. Anywho, I want to let you guys know we closed on this one with New Mexico Land and Title. This is another one that we ran through their title company. So there is title insurance on this. We will be conveying it to you with a warranty deed. Whether you just want to close with us, give us the money and have us write the deed, or if you want to go through the official title company and have them actually insure the property for you, etc. Anyway, buying the property, let's talk about how that works, guys. Come down here, click on the Buy Now button. It's going to bring up this secure checkout here on the website. We're going to ask you a couple things: legal name for the deed, the tax address, where's the county going to send the annual taxes to. Click on our terms of service, agree to these down here, and then click next. On the next page, you will enter credit or debit card information. Once you give us money, as far as we are concerned, the property is yours. That being said, from start to finish, it's going to be about 3 weeks before you have that recorded with the county official deed in your hands. So just something to keep in mind. It takes a little while to get the deed to them, get them to record it, and then get it on to you. But once again, once you give us money, as far as we are concerned, you are the owner. Go out there, do what you like, have fun, etc. Quick thing, guys, if you do want to close through a title company, if you don't want to hand us $61.50, that's fine with us. Give us a call, 702-919-7170, or shoot us an email, support@hemingwayland.com. We'll work out some kind of deposit, let's say $500. That seems fair. We'll ask you for $500 down, and then we'll run the rest of this through a title company. So 2 advantages there. Number 1, you're going to actually have title insurance on the property, and number 2 is we cannot touch the remainder of your money, the roughly $5,500, until such a time as the property has been deeded into your name. So if you have any skepticism about buying land online, that is a very smart, very cautious way to proceed. Blah blah blah. Anyway, all right, guys, thanks for watching the video. Hope this was informative. If you have any further questions, leave a comment here on the YouTube or shoot us an email at the aforementioned support@hemingwayland.com. Thanks again, guys, and we'll see you in the next video.